So we have Catalyst for Success. We're just gonna give you some tips and tricks that will make it a lot easier for you to meet your success, utilizing habits that I've seen have worked both for myself and also for clients. One of my favorite is exercise snacks. Essentially, there is these studies that looked at if you broke out activity into multiple moments in the day instead of just one. They saw that helped control blood sugar a little bit better. It could help also mitigate kind of the aspects of sitting. A lot of us don't have time to go to the gym all the time. And a lot of us really just have the ability to work out where we are, understanding the environment in which we're in. Maybe that's just doing jump rope in the morning instead of a full gym session. Maybe that's walking up the stairs very quickly. Maybe that's, doing brief moments of activity with the time that you have. So in the morning, go for a 20-minute workout. At night, go for a 20-minute workout instead of trying to squeeze in an hour at one moment throughout the day. If you're not built for that, that's totally fine. But what we do see, though, if we utilize exercise snacking accordingly, have consistent activity for best results, that'll go a long way. Other kind of catalysts for success are also just things that'll get your nervous system right. So a lot of times meditation, mindfulness, and spending time around loved ones even can help calm you down. It also activates what's called your parasympathetic nervous system, which is essentially having you respond to stress a little bit better because you're able to get into a restful state a little bit. Meditation is a well-known and studied stress reduction strategy, and there's a lot of different types of meditation out there. So just find one that works for you and doesn't even have to be long. Maybe it's just 5 minutes every morning. Maybe it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes before you go to bed. Those will play a big role in making sure that your wellness goals are met. Another catalyst for success is spending time in nature. We really overlook the health benefits of nature, unfortunately, and humans are meant to be around nature. We see that. We see the impact that sun has on us. We see the impact that nature has on our immune system. So the more time you can spend combining these catalysts for success, maybe you meditate, have an exercise snack, and do that while you're surrounded by trees. Another one of my favorite catalysts for success is basically this concept that I have called tissue flossing, which is essentially mobility kind of oriented exercises that you move your body in different planes of motion that kind of keep you fresh. Don't really focus on intensity, but just really focus on moving the body and having you feel good. There's really no excuse to say that you're too busy because many of these activities take less than 30 minutes, less than 10 minutes, even less than 5. You make time for the things you want to make time for. It's not a situation where basically asking you to do hours and hours of workouts, hours and hours of meditation. So there's no real excuse. You could do 5 minutes of meditation. You could do 10 minutes of jump rope. You could do 10 minutes of movement. You could do 10 minutes of stretching. So think of these little things that you can structure throughout your day that you can implement that will increase your chances of success. I'm a big believer in setting up your environment for best results. So oftentimes you'll have external cues that may look to derail your progress, but don't let that happen. One, it's by first understanding what the external cues are. So for instance, that may be you check your phone too much at night because you always have your phone with you. Well, either put your phone on airplane mode or charge it in another room that you could possibly still hear the alarm, but you know that it won't cause too much of a ruckus or distraction at night. There's certain things like that will totally change the game. It could be even as simple as carrying a water bottle so you make sure you drink more water. It could be as simple as knowing if something makes you upset or you get a little bit more, if you get sad, maybe wearing a wristband that has a saying on it. For me, I typically wear a wristband that says breathe. So when I get tired or I get annoyed or I get angry, I just kind of look down at my wrist as a nice reminder to breathe. So sometimes you can overcome external cues with other external cues, but a lot of the times remove those external cues from your environment. You don't want to drink soda, take the soda out the kitchen. Willpower is severely overrated. It is so overrated, and at the end of the day, willpower often will tire you out. It won't often give you more power. So make things easier, not because you have to work through them, but because you set up the environment for best results. So you overcome those external cues by either removing them or setting up additional external cues that will make you override those. If you're coming here to get healthier, if you're coming here to feel better, if you're coming here to learn, if you're coming here to feel inspired, you're basically saying, I can be a little bit better, whether it has to do with fitness, whether it has to do with your nutrition, whatever. There is something that you can do at this moment right now that may open up doors later. But again, just worry about now, even if it's the smallest thing. Maybe it's just getting a water bottle. Maybe it's waking up every morning doing 10 minutes of stretching. So take those baby steps bit by bit and just realize the really only person you have to impress is yourself. And really don't compare yourself at the end of the day. I know everybody says, whatever, run your own race. But really, you have the ability and a lot more ability than you think. But take it a step at a time. Figure out really what you're good at first or what you like to do that will instill a natural habit for you to be able to continue. And a little bit every day truly does go a long way because it adds up. It's with your body and with your mind, these continuous small practices add up over time. Call it the gateway to positivity. Do one good thing, and the next thing you know, oh, if I did that, maybe I could do this. And everything doesn't have to be a huge win, right? It doesn't have to be this championship. I ran a marathon. It's just, instead of, sitting, I ran or walked a 5K today. I drank water instead of a soda today. I called a loved one instead of just being down and, ignoring that phone call when, my mom or somebody called. So add it up and quantify success in as many ways that you can. And then really just write down the small positive things you do every day, and then it'll really start to add up. Focus on where you are now, and those small steps forward will get you to where you want to go. All right, so congratulations. It's time to start your kind of fitness, wellness journey. So have fun. Remember all the things that you've learned, but at the end of the day, it's all right to make mistakes. You've already invested in you, so keep going. It literally only goes up from here. So have a good time.